too strong, too fast, too much, you know. Too much.
Daniel Dubois says he is ready to break Joseph Parker's plan and beat the ambition out of him.
You do have to go deep in the fight. Are you prepared for that?
Oh, of course. He's got to have a plan, so everyone just break his plan up and beat the ambition out of him. That's my objective, and I'm raring to go now. Yeah. Almost there.
Despite the pressure of defending his title, Dubois remains calm and composed, enjoying the attention that comes with being a champion. He has embraced the challenges that come with the limelight, savoring each experience and opportunity that the boxing world has provided him. As he prepares for the fight against Parker, he is confident that his best performances are still to come. He believes that his victory over Joshua was just a glimpse of his potential, and the best is yet to come. Dubois is excited to perform and entertain the crowd in Riyadh, and he knows that the upcoming fight will be another opportunity to demonstrate his power and technical ability.
You know, being champion and just savoring and enjoying, you know, the success and all the experiences it's given me, you know, meeting different people and just, you know, the people in the team and learning about yourself even more, so it's all been good.
Under the guidance of trainer Andy Lee, Parker has transformed into a more disciplined and focused fighter, honing his skills and improving his defensive game. Lee's expertise has brought out the best in Parker, particularly after his disappointing loss to Joe Joyce in 2022, which ended with an 11th round stoppage. Since then, Parker has looked like a rejuvenated fighter, displaying renewed confidence and a tactical approach to his fights. He is determined to show that he is still a force to be reckoned with, and he believes that his preparation and mindset heading into this bout with Dubois will give him the edge he needs to win.
What keeps it burning so bright, especially for him to be on a run like this late in his career, if you will?
I think he realizes the privilege it is to be in the position he is, and it's a privilege to work hard, and it's a privilege. Joseph loves this life. He loves the training camps, he loves the diet, he loves the hard sessions, and he loves the fights, and he loves all the benefits of that. First of all, the money. Second of all, the fame. You know, the admiration from around the world. He's got fans from all around the world, and he doesn't take it for granted. He doesn't. He's still the same guy. And I've seen guys with a lot less success and change overnight, but this is a guy who's still the exact same guy. He's more humble than ever, more giving and more generous than ever with his time and with people. And
Parker's mental state heading into the fight is particularly strong thanks to the support he has received from his family. He has expressed how important it is to have his wife, Lane, and their children around him during training camp, providing him with emotional support and stability. Parker acknowledges the sacrifices his family has made for him to pursue his boxing career, and he fights for them as much as he does for himself. This time, however, he admits that he is fighting for himself in a way that he hasn't before. Parker has grown into a more self-confident and self-assured individual, and he feels that this fight against Dubois will represent a personal achievement beyond what he has accomplished in the past.
I don't know what's going on in Daniel's mind. I don't want to be getting hit with all these big shots, but if it does happen, I have a good chin. I've showed it in the past, and I'll show it again. But it's not so much about taking these punches, it's about going out there and performing and hitting and not getting hit.
Parker's strategy for this fight is centered on his ability to impose his will on Dubois and push him into deeper waters. Dubois has shown a tendency to struggle when fights become grueling and go the distance, and Parker intends to capitalize on that. He plans to use his superior movement and ring intelligence to frustrate Dubois and create openings for his own attacks. Parker's team, which includes nutritionist and strength coach George Lockhart, has been working tirelessly to ensure that Parker is in peak physical condition for the fight, and they are confident that his preparation will pay off in the ring.
I like being the challenger. I like the position we're in. We're always, most times we are the underdog, and we just want to go about our work and get that win.
On the other hand, Dubois is aware of the challenge that Parker presents, but he remains focused on defending his title and continuing his rise to the top of the sport. He has earned his place as champion, and he is determined to retain his IBF title at all costs. Dubois is fueled by a sense of pride and determination, knowing that a victory over Parker will pave the way for even bigger opportunities in the future, including a potential unification fight with Usai. He has been in with some some of the best in the division, and his victory over Joshua only solidified his status as one of the premier heavyweights in the world. With his confidence at an all-time high, Dubois is ready to prove that he is the future of the heavyweight division.
Do you feel that Zhilei Zhang had him hurt and let him off the hook, and how do you guard against making the same error?
Of course, you know, I think the output of me and Zilly's two different things, but you know, Zilly's a good fighter himself, and you know, I'm not studying that. I'm just ready, tunnel vision now, ready to do a job on him.
Frank Warren, who has been closely involved with Dubois' rise to prominence, believes that the young Brit has truly come of age. Warren points out that Dubois has faced some of the best opponents in the division, including Joshua, Hrgovic, and Miller, and has emerged victorious in each of those bouts. His recent run of form has proven that he is capable of overcoming high-level competition, and he now enters the Parker fight with a newfound sense of maturity and confidence. Warren also acknowledges that Parker is a dangerous and experienced fighter, but he believes that Dubois' youth, power, and improving mentality will be the difference maker in this fight.
Daniel, who's on a roll at the moment, who's very confident.
Another hard fight for him, by the way.
I was just going to say, he's not got another. When was the last time he had an easy job?
Precisely.
I mean, he had no easy jobs, and he's in with a winning fighter, a guy who's turned his career around.
Warren also notes that Parker's previous loss to Joe Joyce should not be held against him, as Joyce is a formidable opponent in his own right. Parker has bounced back strongly from that setback, and his recent victories have shown that he is still a top contender in the heavyweight division. However, Warren believes that Parker will face a much different challenge in Dubois, whose power and explosiveness make him a dangerous foe for anyone in the division. While Parker may try to employ a tactical approach and wear Dubois down, Warren is confident that if Dubois catches Parker cleanly, it will be a knockout.
Daniel Dubois, should he come through the Joseph Parker fight next week?
If he comes through, it will be.
Yeah.
There'll be a unification. I'm confident of that. But he's got to come through next week.
Coming to the predictions of the fight, Nick Campbell believes that the winner will ultimately be the fighter who can stick to their strategy and execute it effectively. Both Dubois and Parker are seen as being in peak form, having each showcased their strengths in recent bouts. Campbell highlights Parker's wealth of experience, particularly his ability to deal with top-tier opponents, while acknowledging that Dubois' explosive power could pose a serious threat. For Campbell, the contest is a battle of contrasts. Parker's technical proficiency versus Dubois' devastating knockout power. He emphasizes that whichever fighter can better impose their style on the other will emerge victorious.
I think if you need to be honest about it, you know, listen, Joe's a really good friend of mine, but if I want to be impartial and I want to pass comment on things and I want to, you know, I need to be honest about it. It is a 50-50 fight. I think you look at both guys' momentum, you know, like you just said, Dubois has been unbelievable in his last 3 fights, 3 big wins. You look at Joe, his last 2 fights, especially Wilder and Zhang, 2 unbelievable wins, 2 great performances. I think if you look at both fighters, they're both pretty opposing characters, pretty polar opposite really in their personality, the way they go about things, their journey so far.
In a similar vein, Simon Jordan offers a more optimistic outlook for Dubois, confidently predicting that the British fighter's raw power and aggressive style will prove to be too much for Parker. While he acknowledges Parker's recent victories, Jordan believes that Dubois' physicality and knockout potential will give him the upper hand. According to Jordan, Dubois' aggressive approach will dominate the fight, as he envisions Parker struggling to cope with the onslaught of power and relentless pressure Dubois is likely to bring. Jordan views Dubois as the clear favorite in the matchup, arguing that his blend of aggression and knockout capability will secure him the win.
No, he is. I mean, he's a top-class operator in all aspects, both in the ring and outside of the ring. And so you find yourself in a situation when you listen to Joseph Parker that there's not a lot of trash talking that goes on. He can have a go, and you know, he did the other day in the face-off when he had a little bit back and forward with Daniel Dubois with Adi Oladipo on DAZN. But most of the time you get sensible conversation about him. He's very respectful. He's also a very good fighter. I just think that Daniel Dubois is going to be a step too far for him. I don't think it's a formality, but I do think that Daniel will win, and I do think that he'll stop him.
On the other hand, Chris Algieri takes a more measured approach, suggesting that Parker's experience and strategic mindset will ultimately lead to victory. While Algieri recognizes Dubois' knockout potential, he emphasizes Parker's ring intelligence and ability to control the tempo of the fight. Algieri predicts that if Dubois fails to land a decisive punch early on, Parker's technical abilities will allow him to take control and win the later rounds. Algieri believes that Parker's superior boxing IQ and his capacity to manage the flow of the fight will be the key factors in securing his victory.
It's a really tough fight for Dubois. Not an easy route for anyone in the heavyweight division, this new version of Joseph Parker. The guy's got a very good chin. He's got a great gas tank, good motor. He knows how to fight punchers. He's coming off of two humongous punchers in Wilder and Zhang. Granted, Wilder didn't fight the fight, doesn't look to himself, but Zhang sure did. Zhang dropped him twice. Parker got up and outboxed him. He's a very, very capable guy in there, even a heavyweight. He's a big guy, too. People forget. Yes, he's a technician. Yes, he's kind of crafty and will outmaneuver you, but he's big enough, durable enough to deal with these super heavyweight guys and a big punch like Dubois. Very, very tough fight. Good matchup. We're seeing a guy who actually deserved the shot getting the shot. I like it.
Jilei Zhang, who had initially favored Dubois, has since revised his assessment of the fight, now seeing it as a true 50-50 contest. Zhang acknowledges Dubois' devastating knockout power, but also highlights Parker's adaptability and experience, which could prove decisive in the fight. His shift in perspective reflects the unpredictable nature of the matchup, with both fighters possessing attributes that could lead to victory. Zhang's analysis underscores the fact that neither fighter has a clear advantage, with the outcome remaining uncertain until the final bell.
It's hard to predict because I think this is a truly 50-50 fight, and I like both of these fighters. I think if I have to say something, I'll tell Dubois to calm down and don't be overlooking Joseph Parker.
Tony Bellew offers another perspective, predicting that Parker has the tools to overcome Dubois and reclaim his championship status. From Bellew's viewpoint, the key to Parker's success lies in surviving the early rounds. He suggests that Dubois thrives on confidence, and if Parker can disrupt his rhythm early on, it could shift the momentum in his favor. Bellew points out that Dubois is a fighter who builds confidence as he controls the pace, meaning that if Parker can challenge him from the outset, he could take Dubois out of his comfort zone and seize control of the fight.
It's hard to predict because I think this is a truly 50-50 fight, and I like both of these fighters. I think if I have to say something, I'll tell Dubois to calm down and don't be overlooking Joseph Parker.
Peter Fury echoes the uncertainty that has been a theme in many predictions, acknowledging both Dubois' raw power and Parker's technical skill. Fury emphasizes that the unpredictable nature of the fight makes it especially intriguing, as the result could go in either direction depending on who manages to execute their game plan more effectively. He envisions an action-packed back-and-forth battle where both fighters will have their moments, but it will ultimately depend on who can impose their will on the other.
I think it's a great fight. I think it's one of them, which one do you want to pick? But these are the type of fights we all want to see, so I think it's a good fight. Definitely going to be watching it, and I think it's going to be exciting.
Justice Hooney offers a prediction that leans toward Parker, citing his superior footwork and speed as critical advantages in the bout. Hooney believes that Parker's ability to avoid Dubois' heavy punches will allow him to control the rhythm of the fight and frustrate his opponent. According to Hooney, Parker's technical proficiency and boxing IQ will enable him to outmaneuver Dubois and neutralize the British fighter's knockout power. He anticipates that Parker will use his defensive skills and movement to mitigate the threat posed by Dubois' raw power.
I think Joseph Parker has what it takes to beat Dubois. He's got the speed, footwork. Just as long as he doesn't, stay in there and get caught up in Dubois' fight, I think he's got what it takes to get those saddles.
Dave Allen stresses that the New Zealander's experience and tactical skill will be key factors in overcoming Dubois. While he acknowledges Dubois' knockout potential, Allen argues that power alone will not be enough to defeat someone as skilled as Parker. He believes that as the fight progresses, Dubois may struggle to maintain his explosive energy, allowing Parker to take control and leverage his composure and experience. Allen's analysis highlights Parker's ability to adjust to different styles and his vast experience, which he believes will help him secure a victory as the fight enters its later stages.
I used to be known as one of the hardest men in British boxing. I pull out in the corner against Fraser Clark. I'm a quitter, I'm this and that. You know, you go from one of the hardest winning British boxing to a quitter overnight. But I used to look at Dubois and go, he's got a bit of quitting in him. He's a bit chinny out. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not anymore, is he? Like, he's walked through Hrgovic, walked through Miller, walked through Joshua.
Paulie Malignaggi raises concerns about Dubois' ability to cope with Parker's technical skills and defensive movement. While acknowledging Dubois' success against more aggressive opponents, Malignaggi believes that Parker's defensive abilities will present significant challenges. He suggests that if Dubois is unable to adjust to Parker's movement and strategy, Parker will frustrate him and eventually take control of the fight. Malignaggi stresses the importance of Parker's ability to manage the tempo and frustrate Dubois, which he believes will tip the scales in favor of the New Zealander.
You know, gee, that's a good question. You know, it's probably, you're looking at a multi-layered fighter when it comes to Parker. I think you're going to have to, Dubois is going to have to show us something that we may not have seen in him. We know he's got this reputation as an explosive, bulky type of fighter who can create highlight reel knockouts, but I think he's going to have to show some of the IQ, if there is any, there, and that's going to expose whether there is any or not. And if he's able to beat Parker because he's going to have to show this IQ in this fight, then we're going to be able to check off another one of the boxes in terms of how we rate Dubois and say, okay, he's even higher and even better level than we've given him credit so far. You know, it's another one of those check marks that you can say, okay, he's got this too. You know what I'm saying? Right now, as far as a high IQ fighter he faced, it was Usyk.
However, Amir Khan remains firmly in Dubois' corner, confident that his knockout power and recent development as a fighter will be enough to secure victory. Khan points to Dubois' dominant performances in recent fights as evidence of his growth, and he believes that the British fighter's newfound self-belief will play a pivotal role in overcoming Parker. According to Khan, Dubois' maturity and aggressive fighting style will be too much for Parker, despite the New Zealander's considerable talent and experience.
I like Dubois, man. Dubois a beast. Honestly, I said that from when he fought against Hrgovic. I said that, yo, who is this kid, man? I go, this kid's good. And I remember watching that live, and I like the way he fought and how he puts his punches together and how strong he is, and the way he took those fighters apart. Obviously, he's coming off a great win against Anthony Joshua. He's gonna have more confidence. So yeah, I think I got Dubois going in that fight winning.
Joe Joyce, who has faced both fighters in the ring, provides valuable insight into the matchup, suggesting that the early rounds will be critical in determining the winner. Joyce believes that the fighter who can establish control early will gain a significant tactical advantage. He notes that Parker's ability to avoid getting caught up in Dubois' aggressive style will be key to his success. Joyce's perspective reflects his belief that Parker's experience and ability to manage the pace will help him weather Dubois' early onslaught and ultimately come out on top.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Like, obviously Dubois hits hard. He's come from like more, I don't know, stepped up. But then also Parker as well. Like they've both come along and they've both like been in big fights. So yeah, I'm really excited to see who gets the win.
While leaning toward Dubois' knockout power, Dillian White acknowledges the challenges Parker presents with his ring craft and tactical approach. White believes that Dubois' raw power could give him an advantage early on, but he warns that Parker's ability to control the pace and manage his movement could frustrate Dubois. He points out that Parker's unpredictability and versatility will make him a difficult opponent for Dubois to handle. White's analysis highlights the potential for an exciting, unpredictable fight, with neither fighter guaranteed to dominate.
That's a tough fight, man. It's a tough fight. Credit to Daniel. Daniel just fight. He just said, if you want to go now, we can go. That's it. That's what he said. If you want to go, we can go. Bring him on. Daniel is doing amazing at the minute, man. Tough fight. He's not having no easy fight. Tough fight.
Martin Bacole shares a similar perspective to White, but ultimately favors Parker's chances of victory. Bacole draws a comparison between Parker's style and that of Alexander Usyk, who successfully used speed and movement to frustrate and defeat Dubois. He believes that Parker can employ a similar strategy to outmaneuver Dubois, using his superior footwork and agility to avoid Dubois' powerful punches. Bacole emphasizes that Parker's movement will be key to wearing down Dubois over the course of the fight, giving the New Zealander control as the bout progresses.
That's my opinion. I think Daniel Dubois, it will be in the so that Parker will take over and win the fight.
Finally, Jai Opetaia refrains from picking a clear winner. He acknowledges both fighters as world-class athletes with unique skill sets, and he predicts that the fight will be an intense and thrilling spectacle. Opetaia's perspective adds to the hype surrounding the match, emphasizing that both Dubois and Parker have the potential to deliver an unforgettable performance, with neither fighter out of the running for victory.
What do you think that Parker can do to take advantage, perhaps maybe of Dubois' overconfidence coming into this fight? What do you think that he could do to mentally prepare so he could take that win?
Well, I don't think he's overconfident, man. All this press conference, all this this is his talk. This is for you guys. You know, they're fighters. They're world champions. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. Don't let these words fool you. You know, they win world titles for a reason, and Parker's been there too. You know, I feel like this fight we're going to be the best. We're going to see the best version of both of them. So it's exciting.
As the fight draws closer, both fighters are ready to leave it all in the ring, knowing that a victory will bring them closer to the ultimate goal of becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion. For Dubois, that goal may be just around the corner, while for Parker, this fight represents a chance to cement his place as one of the best heavyweights of his era. So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.